Hey JP, what's up, dude? Can't wait till the lunar tone comes in. Same. Although it is also just like a whole other thing I gotta figure out how to set up and then play and then. But I'm stoked about it. It's just while I wait on it, I'm kind of like I wish I had more time to like play the instrument and all that. I guess I have time. I just choose to prioritize other things. It's not like I'm gonna stop playing the instrument, but uh, I don't know. Like I have my 22 Edo set up that I really like. I'll probably keep working on that, but I can't imagine like I'll just have so much other stuff I can do. I'll probably not be doing as much. Hey, what's up, Scrabblies? Why are we always trying to divide the Ogre? The Ogre is more divided than ever. We need unity. Yeah, that's true. Variable could help. Yeah, I'm sure she could. I'm not really worried about setting it up. I'm just like I know I can figure it out. It's just it's not just setting it up. It's like learning to play it. It's like a whole. That's gonna be a whole other lifelong journey, you know. Like there's so much stuff I want to do. I think I have a problem like where I stretch myself too thin, and I'm like not really doing anything to change that. I just keep doing it. That's so bad. I got it. Like I also want a 22 equal guitar. Like I'm already thinking about that 22 equal guitar. Like I think I might try to get it next year, but I really need to do like I really need to get back into my electric piano and start tuning that again. It's just this is what I'm saying. Like I have a problem. I can't just like stick with one thing. I was pretty good about sticking with piano for like years and years, but like now I'm like not even playing as much piano. Like I'm still doing music, but I've spent so much time on the computer lately. Basically just like producing an album and like I've already got the piano recorded. So like everything else is just like arranging stuff and you know do a little keyboard and stuff here and there and but it's I'm mostly like all the recording that's left is like vocals and then like just adding in extra parts. So a lot of that I can just like I've just been plugging it in on a piano roll. I myself am a unique dope instrument. Right. We are all a unique dope instrument. That's right. Okay, I can't like talk and do this at the same time. So I wanted to check out this is a really cool plugin. Not well, it is a plugin, but it's also standalone. Looks like there's an update. So this you build an instrument kind of in a 3D space. Like you can't like build like any instrument you want. They're like all like it's all these like little orbs. But you can like change the density of the orb. And I'll just show you all what it is. But it's a really cool idea. I actually found it because I was checking out Paleac's Discord, and someone in his Discord was like sharing something about this. And I was like, oh, that looks really cool. So, should actually close Reaper so we can just hear this. Unfortunately, it's not microtonal. But I asked the guy if he would add microtonal support, and he said it's on his list, but it's not like top priority or anything, but he said it is on his list. So hopefully that will be added sooner than later. And the Buddha's on Mars is what Tesla sent the car. Oh, I see. But yeah, as you can see, I'm playing this thing. And so like you can like grab this thing and make it bounce and stuff, and you can zoom in, change the camera view. And it's a really cool interface, and you can run it as a plugin too in your DAW. And I don't really understand how this all works, but like it uses GPU instead of, I guess, CPU to produce like everything, the graphics and the sound and everything. So apparently because of that, it can like run like a ton of different oscillators and stuff. Like I think it's some ways more powerful as long as your computer can handle it. But like if I click on this thing, I can adjust its stiffness. And I think you can modulate all this stuff too. I don't really know how it works. I haven't really learned it yet. I messed with it for like 30 minutes the other day and then kind of forgot about it. Or started doing some other stuff. But yeah, as you like move this, it changes the sound. Wasn't a sandfall any day. So like that already already sounds kind of interesting to me. And then you can adjust the mic position too. I can't really tell what that does. I think it does slightly change the sound. You'd think putting the mic right here would make the volume louder. Putting it here would make it quieter, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. The microphone has properties. I don't know what isotropy is. It's got a compressor on it. Okay, that changes the sound pretty noticeably. So if I put the mic here, it sounds like almost like a low pass filter. If I put it here, it's a little brighter. That's just a pretty full sound, I think. You'd think as the mic got excessively far away, it would get really quiet, but apparently not. Like, how far away will this go? I mean, dude, if that mic was that far away in real life, it would be really quiet, right? Although it says centimeters. Can I change this value to anything I want? Like, what if I change it to 3,000? It's still pretty much the same volume. What if I change it to 50,000? So max it out at 10,000 centimeters. So yeah, in real life, that would be a different sound. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but whatever. The mics kind of don't do anything. I mean, it does change the sound depending on its position. Relative to, I think, like, the face of the mic relative to this changes it like a filter, but you can literally put the mic inside this and it makes it sound insane. Saturday yet? Ratatower? Yeah, that's a good band. It's Saturday, it's Sunday where I'm at. I mean, Saturday night, Sunday morning. It's 2:43 a.m. East Coast. Atlanta, Georgia. The dirty South, as we say. Microphone properties pan. So you set the pan here, the position doesn't change the pan. It might be interesting to put like a little head, you know what I mean? Like a mannequin head in here to be like the ears. And maybe you could set the panning that way. Although I could see there being advantages to not doing that as well. But something like that might be interesting. Although, because that's what I thought the microphone was doing. I guess it's sort of doing that. But all I really hear is like filtering. It's not doing any panning, it's not doing any volume. Like the position of the microphone affects the sound, but it seems pretty subtle. So anyway, this is like the most basic instrument, I think. So you can like add stuff. So I can like take this and just like put another spring on here. But I think I need something to put the spring on. So I could like take a spring and put another one of these things on here. So the guy said if you want realistic physical modeling, that like Carplus Strong does better. So like the advantage of this is not like ideal physical modeling, but it's really more just the interface is unique, I guess. Although I suppose it could improve. It's really like there's so much stuff you could do with this. Like if you could design a room to put this in, like you could do all your reverb and everything, like just by like putting up walls and stuff. And it'd be cool too if you could do like more. Like it doesn't seem like you can really make a lot of instruments. It'd be cool if they like gave you different like materials to work with. Like it's just this sort of like, I think this is the only thing that actually vibrates, but they give you different ways of vibrating it. So they give you like the mallet. I guess it could, so the mallet, what is that? This is a mic link, or is that an exciter link? It's probably an exciter link. So you take the exciter link. I don't know if adding mallets does anything. But you can change the let's disconnect these for a second. You can change the properties of the mallet though. So that's more dynamic. I kind of think the orientation has nothing to do with the sound with this. I think it's just where do you want it visually. Like I kind of understand like divorcing the position of certain objects from the sound, because you might want, there might be a case where you want like I don't know, like 50 of these, and you want them all to basically do the same thing, but you just want to stack it. You don't really want the positions to all like affect everything. So just like, but I feel like the position of like a microphone should, like it does change. Not really in the way I think it would though. Zab is awesome. Yeah, you can add more marbles. Yeah, let's so like, yeah, you can add more of these. So I could, so this one has a spring. So what happens if I just hit this one with a mallet? For some reason that one like disappeared. Dude, where'd that one go? Dude, that one like went so far away you can't even see it. I don't think that was meant to happen. Why'd that happen? You see how far away that thing is? There's a plane. That's not a plane, that's this bow. There's a bow. Wait, when did that get there? Was that always there? Alright, so that one like went way far away for no reason. Let's try another one. Hey, that did the same thing. Why do they keep flying? Why do they keep going away, dude? What the fuck? I don't think it's supposed to do that. It's literally like infinitely far away. Can I like go there? Am I like allowed to go there? Can I like find this thing? I really don't feel like... Is there a way to enter this value so I don't have to hold my freaking mouse? Oh my god, dude. I think it's just infinitely far away. Like, how am I even gonna find it? I mean, find my way back. Also, what's that green off in the distance? Oh, that's not in the distance. That's right in front of me. Dude, I am so far from the instrument. I can't even tell what's happening. Alright, let's load a preset. So here's a more sophisticated one. So this one has... Now it sounds kind of cool. There's a little tape right there. It's 2 microphones. And a lot of springs. Kind of curious what happens if you just get rid of a bunch of these springs. It sounds less harmonic now. Yeah, sounds crazy, man. This definitely sounds kind of inharmonic now. So its original shape was like a very nice harmonic shape. This one is not. So we go back to that one. And we'll just hold. So what's this tape doing? Exciter? Nah, dude, the tape? Audio input. I see. Um, huh. So I could route audio into this? Interesting. Alright. I'm not gonna figure that out right now. Let's see. Can you use it as a vocoder? Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you definitely can route audio into it. Maybe I should just see how to set it up. Check, check. No. It's not doing anything. Is my audio still working? Wait, this. Okay, I don't think that did anything. Yeah, apparently, like, if you know how to use Blender, you can reskin all this stuff. It's called Anukari. And if you are interested in it, it's like half price right now because it's like a beta version. But it's only like 70. I didn't buy it. I'm just doing the demo. That's why it keeps playing noise. But yeah, if you really like it, it's probably a good time to scoop it up if you want to save a little money on it, because it'll be about 140 after the demo grace period's over or whatever. I'm not sure if I want it. I really like the idea of it, but I don't know that it's... I don't know, I think I should try more presets and stuff. Also, the fact that it's not microtonal is like pretty big bummer. Like, I'm not gonna invest in a not microtonal thing. Any bass presets? Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. Yeah, has some bass. Jesus. Yeah, the whole like interface is amazing. Like it's also really inspiring. I have so many ideas of like how this could be expanded. Like if you could design the room, and I haven't really played with it that much. Maybe there's a lot more you can do with it than I'm sure there's a lot you can do with it that I don't really know. But like those bass sounds are not that great. I mean, you could tweak it. I mean, this has a really annoying resonance. Could probably just be adjusted. What is the resonator here? This thing? I was just adding a square? Wait a second. That doesn't do anything. What? How does that make any sense? So you can just add a square wave to this? What is this thing doing? Envelope generator. TVs are oscillators. So this you could switch to a mallet. So these little marble things. You can change the mass. Which, that does sound cool. Let's get rid of this one. Yeah, there's not really much you can do with this thing. You just change its mass. Can I add an LFO to the mass? I think you can. Here's an LFO right here. So I guess it's probably a modulator link. It doesn't say what it's modulating. Oh, mass, okay. Let's put that, let's put this thing back on. So I think this one was an exciter. Go back to how it was. So it was. I'll just add an LFO. Just put this modulator here to here. Very Jamaica. I really don't like that resonance, and I don't know where it's coming from. It's kind of annoying. Like, I don't like that. That's super annoying. Does it come from this? Oh, it is. These all sound very similar. fun is you can like grab these and come on. You know what? Sometimes I won't let you do it. It's easier to do it on a simpler instrument. Or like auto, it's like, I guess, trying to protect your ears. Pause due to circuit breaker. What the hell, man? Dude. Jeez. Yeah, I like how you can like grab these. What's this guy? MIDI controller. Modulation wheel. Anyway, maybe it's just not very good at basses. Let's see what it does for. I'm sure it's good at mallets, right? Got some great mallets. It's kind of do. Okay, I don't know if this one. It's just not working. Yeah, that one wasn't working for some reason. Cubes are too close. I mean, this sounds way better than the bass, I'll say that. Yeah, it bums me out though. I don't want to play in 12 anymore. It does sound very strange though. It's like got a lot of inharmonicity in the timbre. Which is another reason why I wish it had microtonal support, because I feel like a different tuning would, like this kind of thing would sound really cool in like 23 or 9, like anything anti-diatonic. Cause there's like aspects of the sound that are good, and then there's aspects that are not. This one's almost clocking my GPU. I think that's why it's making that noise. So my computer probably can't handle that one. This one sounds pretty nice. Yeah, you can hear there's all these like inharmonic spectra in the sound or whatever, in the timbre. I ain't speak too good, but yeah, you can hear all like the weird like inharmonic partials in the sound because it's like it's in 12 Ito, but like it's got like a bell like timbre, which again, like you should have micro tuning options for stuff like that. That's like the way to get the most out of that, in my very humble opinion. Most humble of opinions. Mr. Rogerson? Dude, what's my camera look like? It's flickering. Oh, I bet it's because this. I bet it's because this thing uses my GPU. That's weird. I'll look again when I close this out and see if it's not flickering, because there's no light flickering in my room. It's fine. Okay. I don't know if it looks like that on stream. Yeah, definitely does. That's fine. I think my camera is flickering because of this program. All right. I mean, there's literally like a... Dude, if you play one note, there's like this... It's like around the major seventh. Like if this fundamental is a C, it's like around the B. Like that 15th harmonic or somewhere around there. Yeah, you hear that? It's weird. If you replay this at a different velocity, you hear like weird harmonics, like that are almost like the opposite of the note you want. Like you hear the root and like the leading tone. And like the root an octave up. It's weird. That's a bizarre sound. Kind of interesting. I don't know, like, how would you even use something like that? I'm kind of intrigued by how useless it seems. I mean, it sounds cool, like an ambient kind of way. Jesus fuck, dude. if you get rid of the bow, it makes way more sense. I actually like that more, I think. So this is a plectrum. So I could change some of the properties of the plectrum, I guess. Not many. Oh, you can kick the thing back with the plectrum. Weird. Interesting. So the reason we were hearing so many sounds is because this is attached to two different beads or marbles or whatever the hell you want to call these things. Resonators, I guess. Or cubes? I don't fucking know. These aren't cubes. It's not the right shape. What do they call it in here? Body? Two bodies? Body, dude. What the hell? You use it as percussion hard and fast, slightly following the pitch theme. Yeah. No, I mean it was cool. I want to I don't like the bow at all. I would just get rid of the bow. And then if I could find some way to adjust this. But I actually think it has a lot to do with the shape of this thing. So I think the shape of this thing actually does change the sound quite a bit. So like if the springs are more what happens if I drag this one? This one's close to the action, right? Actually feels like with this much going on, it's not really making a huge difference. But yeah, now I can hear it. Yeah, this interface is just insane. Like I really hope this gets expanded on. I might just buy this just because I like want to support the concept. Like I can see so much being done with this that could be so cool. Like if you could either adjust these more or have different like materials or something, I think that would be exciting. And also like if you could shape the room. This is a lot of things I wish the microphone movement did that it doesn't do. Like I wish the microphone placement meant more than it does. I can kind of understand why not though, like because if you have this really elaborate thing, you don't want the mic placement to make that big a difference because you just want to get the tone right, and then you want to do all your panning and all that separately. I kind of can see the logic behind that, and I think in almost maybe if you had the option to make it matter, that would be cool. Because right now you have the same type of like, they call it a body, the same like weird little marble. And then you can attach it to a spring, and you can make the spring different. You can more or less taut basically by the position of the anchors. And that can affect the way these things wiggle, which, I mean, this alone is very cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's very cool. Like, you could do a lot with just this. But it's not hard to just, like, imagine, like, okay, what if you could just put something else in here? Like, what if you could, like, just put a piece of wood in here? You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard to imagine just like a virtual instrument builder. And like just the ability to design the room, and like you could take this so far, and like you could just have you could do like, as long as you could like do whatever you wanted to like the literal whatever properties. That's the other thing is I think this is like a physics based idea. I don't really know what even makes sense in that respect, but like, yeah, if he adds microtuning up, that's definitely a big plus. Also, it's like it's easy to think like you could extend this into like VR or like an augmented reality kind of thing. I mean, I'm sure actually doing that is not easy, but it's easy to imagine that. Actually did hear about somebody doing VR instruments already. So I don't know how that. So these you can see are different masses. So this one is big. This one is medium. These are all kind of small. And then the stiffness of all these springs. So that one's really stiff. I think they're all the same stiffness. So if you make one spring loose, it really changes the whole thing. I guess because they're all connected. There's like an instance of live in each body. I don't know what that means. Like Ableton? I mean, the body has two properties. It has mass and damping, whatever the hell that means. So you could basically like build a chord with this. So can you select multiple ones at once? That would be sick. You definitely can. So I can go in here. It's like make every other one tiny. Make all these big. And let's just alter these kind of at random. That's crazy. That one's going nuts now. Are there any vocal presets? No. There's some pads. There's MPE section. That sounds kind of nice. So this top one's channel pressure. And this bottom one's the y-axis. And there's a mod wheel here. I don't have a mod wheel set up. It's kind of interesting. That one doesn't sound terrible. Yeah, I'm not really stoked about the sounds, honestly. It's not. I think there's potential here, though. I don't know how many, really good sound designers, were allowed to mess with this. Because I imagine whoever just, created this program probably made most of these presets. And maybe he's just, not the best sound designer. I mean, he's obviously very talented just in making this thing, but maybe if you're really good at sound design, you sit down with this and you can make some really killer presets. And I'm sure that happened. I'm sure he like let a few other people do that. Like this one sounds pretty good. But yeah, like all those bass sounds were like honestly like really bad to me. That's a matter of taste, but I really did not like those sounds. This one's interesting though. But yeah, it seems to like peak out too really quickly. Like it's peaking out. Where's like the master volume? I guess if I was running this as a plugin, I could just turn it down in Reaper, but like it would still probably be distorting. I think like just like a separate window that was just like the master gain and the tuning. I'm sure there's some stuff I'm not thinking of too, but just like just a little window with like those kind of things would be nice. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess the other thing is like if you run this in Reaper, like you can put filters on it and probably clean up the sound a little bit. Obviously, that's never ideal. Like you never want the sound out of the box to like need doctoring all the time. It does have some cool bell sounds, like for sure. I mean, I do like. I'm not trying to be overly critical. I do overall like. I mean, I really like this overall. Like it's very exciting interface and a really cool idea, and I support it, and I want it to be a thing. I think it could be improved. I mean, it's literally still in beta. I'm just like thinking of things I wish it had like already. It's like conceptually I'd give this like an A plus. Like it's a really cool concept. Just in terms of the actual sound though, it's more like a C. But I haven't spent any time really trying to tweak it. Like maybe it can sound really good once you learn how to use it. I think the interface could be a little friendlier too, like just from a user standpoint. Like this is all like this whole 3D space. This is awesome, and like the background and everything. I think this is really cool. I think like having like everything here is like awesome. I wouldn't know how to improve it. I really don't. This idea is so fresh and like inspiring and intriguing. But then like pretty much everything on these borders, like it does make sense. It's not terrible. Like I feel like I know how to navigate it, but there's certain things that are kind of annoying, like like even just like changing the presets, like you can figure it out and it's not hard, but it's kind of just it's just weird. It's just kind of weird. Like if you change, like if I go on here and I change to go to a pad, like it doesn't even load the pad. You have to click this one too. It's just it's not hard to figure out, but like pretty much every other synth does not make you do that. Like it's a very little nitpicky thing. It doesn't really matter that much, but it just feels slightly awkward that you have to do that. And then like this whole area too, like with the scrolling up and down is just slightly unfriendly. Again, not a huge deal. It's like it's definitely nitpicky, but I do think that could be improved. And then like the peaking and stuff, like why is that even happening on these presets? That's the sound design thing. It's like and maybe some of this is just because I don't know how to use the I really don't know how to use it yet, but also like my keyboard is pitched pretty high right now, and these sounds are just like super low. You know what I mean? Like, and this is supposed to be a pad. Like I'm tuned up like 3 octaves right now, so this should be pretty high up in terms of MIDI values, but like the sound is super low. If I set it to normal, like it's inaudibly quiet. Like that's kind of a weird default. Like why is it defaulting so low? So this says max polyphony 4. So how many voices will it support? 16? I guess that's not bad. I don't know how the voices work. What does that mean? Like, is that each... Does it just double this machine 16 times? Or double 16? Does it just duplicate this 16 times? Or... I'm guessing that's what it's doing. It's just showing you the most recent iteration. I think that's what's happening here. I'm seeing the third note. A good way to test that would just be to play 2 notes. Let go of the first one, see if it changes the appearance. It's just one just does this. Why is it clicking so much? I think that is the case, although I think it's actually kind of hard to tell on this. So yes. Almost certainly. So like, if I do a loud one and then a really quiet one. Wait. Oh, maybe it does. That's what a really quiet one looks like. I think it just replaces the first image with the second one, but maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I like that one a lot. I like that one too. That does not sound like you can hear the octave. You scared of the rabbit hole this synth would suck you into? I don't know, honestly. Like I I think this could be. I feel like I don't know if I'm being too critical of this. Like the interface is very exciting. Like I love this layout and everything. I'm really not that impressed with this sounds. I don't know if it's because I just don't know how to use it, but like none of the presets are even that great. What's up, Gabriel? But I don't know. I want to see this thing like grow. Like I think this is a really cool idea, a really cool approach to just a sound design. And like I was saying this earlier, but like it'd be really cool if you could like build the walls of a room and like shape your reverb using like by like creating the structures and like it's not that it doesn't have that many like it only has like one material you can strike and you can change like the mass and you can change how you strike it. So like this is a plectrum. I could change the plectrum to like a to a mallet or to my audio input or to an oscillator. Or a bow. Which that's really cool. But the body, all you can change is the mass and the damping, whatever that means. And I guess these two, whatever this means. So you have these 4 parameters. I don't even really know what they mean, but if this thing's bigger, it makes a lower sound. And if this is damper, I think the sound dies faster. Yeah. So that's basically like a kind of like a release and then like a frequency, more or less. I think there's a lot that is kind of under the hood there. I think it's like based off some physics thing. And this is how much the damping affects either the pitch or the mass. I see. And there are other VSTs that do the reverb room building thing. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it probably is. It seems designed for affix style percussion. I mean, you could do really cool stuff with this. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Someone who like has the patience to sit here and like tweak it, who's good at sound design, would like come up with some cool stuff with this. But as far as like, if you want to like just start messing with presets and stuff, it's really not that. Unless I just haven't found them yet. I don't know. I feel like I've gone through most of them already. Because I was playing with this the other day too. That's just my first impression. Like the sounds are not as exciting as the sounds are not as satisfying as I want them to be, but the interface is really exciting. I could just see this going so many places. Like if you could change the materials of this, or you could just change more properties of the material, maybe. The other thing is, like, you could attach an LFO to just about anything too. So I'm sure there's a lot of cool like things that can be done. But yeah, it's not microtonal, so it's like, why even bother? Yeah. You could put an LFO on this, but like, what does LFO on the damping even do? It does like nothing. Maybe it'd be better to put an LFO on the this thing. I mean, it's only $70, so I think for where it's at right now, it's probably worth that price. I mean, and if you get grandfathered into updates, like that could end up being like a great deal. Because I think this thing could be like just fucking sick, but I mean, I think with software like this, it's like if you can find one really good use for it, I suspect with this it's like somewhere in the like the bell like semi-percussive, semi-pitched sounds. Like, let's listen to the keys. It's kind of good at this sort of thing too, with like these. Those aren't bad. It's not really a keyboard sound, but it does sound kind of like an organ. Yeah, it sounds like out of tune, even though it's locked in at 12. It's got like a lot of inharmonic, like timbres. So yeah, I think yeah, when it kind of gets the sound of the organ, but as soon as you stack notes, and like that's an F chord. That sounds nothing like an F chord. Like the like where's the mini meters? I kind of want to look at the. I kind of want to look at that. So let me pull up the mini meters on the stream too. So hopefully these are the same pitch. Now can I just turn this sound off? How do you do that? Yeah, like a mute button would be really nice. Pause. Okay, it has one. Okay, pause. All right, so the mute button is nice. So I kind of just want to like compare this sound. So let's just do a new. Okay, we got like a sawtooth basically. It all lines up like that. This one's like right here. It's here, it's here. And then this has like, yeah, these look super squishy. Like it's got all this stuff on the bottom that's not really a big deal, but like this is like super squishy. Like this is just 1, 2, 3 of these before the second line. But then on here, like there's nothing before the second line. It starts in the same spot, right? So there's this big space and then there's this, right? Oh, these are marked up top. You just can't see it because this label. So this is at like 200, I guess. So it's 261. Oh, I see. So that's 261. So that's about 261. I have a harmonic here. So yeah, this other. So if I play a C chord in here, that looks and sounds like that. If we go in here, it's like, Jesus, just sounds like nothing. So it has 261 right there. And then I think it has the subharmonic. But then like this does not look, this looks strange. And then this looks strange. There's just like so many overtones and they're like inharmonic. So you, even though this is an organ patch, like you can't really play a chord. It sounds like a super fucked up chord. You could arpeggiate it, I guess. Even then it doesn't sound right. Like if a sound has too many harmonics in it that are like weirdly amplified, like it sounds like a chord. And this does literally have like 4 resonating bodies, I guess. So I don't know. What would happen if instead of, or 5 resonating bodies, what would happen if instead of having 5 of these, it just had 1? It's probably gonna I think I deleted like all the connections and everything too, so it's probably not gonna do anything. It's like this. That's kind of boring. It doesn't sound. It's still inharmonic too. So maybe. What are these modulators doing? And why are there like a trillion of them? So let's So maybe these are the problem actually. So what is this doing? I mean, the shaking is most likely giving it the organy sound. So what is this? This oscillator, rectangle, 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 rectangle. Why are there so many? So we have 6 5 stacks here. And then we have 3 more 5 stacks here. So there's 9 5 stacks of these oscillators that are all the same shape. There's 3, and then there's 2 that are wobbling about, flapping their little birdie wings. And these are all connected. Jesus Christ, how do you make sense of this? I'm never going to make sense of this. Let's just rapidly delete a lot of stuff. So let's get rid of all of these center oscillators on this top machine. And maybe some that just get caught in the crossfire. It still can't play a chord, but it does sound a little cleaner. Can you click and drag like this? Yeah, so I could. Okay, that sounds like nothing. But if I redo that, now I can play a chord. Up to 4 notes. Nice. Check this out. So you can do harmony on here, but not with this preset. I mean, the preset, there's no hope for harmony. It's a world, it's a post-harmonic world. Humble organ. This one's a little. Okay, so you can play chords on this one. That's more like it. It does sound like an organ too. Except for the attack sounds weird, but there's some kind of modulator there. So what if I just replace this with MIDI channel pressure? Will it do the same thing? It will. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that you can just swap out the modulator and it still does. Unless it just switched to like a default. That's possible too, I guess. Oh, there's an envelope generator. It's not affecting what I think it's affecting though. This is modulating the mass of this and the mass of this and the mass of the other one. So it's just modulating the masses of these. It's an envelope. It's just 10-second attack. It doesn't sound any different. What makes it sound like an organ? Is it the So what's making the sound? Oh, it's got 4 oscillators here. Sine, 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 sine. It's 4 oscillators. So each oscillator is oscillating all 3? No. This one is only oscillating these 2. This one's oscillating all 3. And then same thing on the other side. So what are they doing differently? So this is a sine, this is a sine. MIDI. Wait, what? Wait, what does this mean? Sine, octave 2, detune 19, negative 19, detune negative 8. So they have different detunes. Oh, interesting. And there are different registers. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 2 of the different detune. Interesting. So this is literally like, so if we look at the spectrum, hey, Morphin Bob, what's up? So this is one note. So if I play C, yeah, it's one note, but it looks reasonable there. It actually looks correct. So I think this was like tuned. Properly or whatever. So if I add that, I think it's just adding harmonics. So what is this thing doing? So this is increasing or decreasing the mass of these. And it's also increasing the isotropy, whatever that means. Adds distortion by progressively ignoring the particular axis of a body's vibration, somewhat like a signal rectifier, but in 3D. Ignoring the axis of a body's vibration. Okay. No clue what that means. Alright. I think I played with that enough. So I do actually want to I'll probably mess with this later. Not tonight, but some other time. It is a cool it's a really cool interface and very creative idea. And like I don't know, it's fun to play with too, even though I don't think the sounds are that great. But I think it could, I don't know, maybe if I learn how to use it, I could make something cool with it. And if it gets microtonal support, that'll be a huge plus. I mean, the fact that you can get these like inharmonic timbres is also interesting in its own way. Like maybe it's not ideal for making like an organ sound or something, but there could be all kinds of things that it can do there that sound really good that maybe just haven't been discovered or haven't been utilized to their fullest potential yet. I mean, it's a brand new software, so. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick 5, and when I come back, I'm going to start learning Autumn Leaves in a 22 equal. So listen to some music. Haven't listened to Zia in a while, so let's put on one of her. Listen to some Eurybia. I love this.
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger writing a book to the chopper. Come with.
Okay. I'll be right back. Thanks for. All right. Let's see. Let me get virtual keyboard up too. So I'm gonna be here for a minute. Okay, so 22 equals. So I've been messing with 22 for a while now. I was going through. I haven't done this in a while, but I was going through like all my beginner piano books, like the Piano Adventures series, and I was learning a bunch of, just easy songs on this linnstrument layout. And basically, like when you're learning a 12 equal song and 22 equal, you end up having to like decide what notes to play in certain circumstances. It's not always the case. Sometimes it's pretty straightforward, like you can just play nice tone if it's like a pretty straightforward major scale song. But like if you ever have like a 2 chord, basically you have to. So if you're playing a nice tone is like a C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. But the 3rd note, 6th note, and the 7th note all get lowered an Edo step. So they're all down 1 Edo step. So we say it's C, D, down E, or E down, however you want to put that, and then F, G, down A, down B, and then C. And that sounds like this. And in a lot of cases, it's fine. If you have like a 1-4, 1-5, 1, it's fine. But if you have a 2-5-1, the 2 chord, there's a 5th above C, there's a 5th above F, there's a 5th above G, but there's not a 5th above D. The 5th in a nice tone goes D to down A. So you get a wolf 5th. So there's a couple ways to deal with that. One is to lower the D to down D. And the other is to raise the A, or the down A, up to A. And then obviously 2, you could just choose to keep the wolf 5th. Right. Do you prefer nice tone over super pyth for playing 12 Edo? Yes, 100%. Always. Every time. There are certain specific passages where maybe I'll go to super pyth. And almost like, if it's like leading up to C, like if it's leading up to the tonic, melodically, sometimes I prefer like to like, but even then, almost never. Yeah, there's like certain instances where super pyth seems to work, but almost never. It's almost always better to just do nice tone is basically the default. So anyway, so Autumn Leaves has a bunch of 2-5-1s. So I was thinking about this issue. I've thought about it several times now, and I kind of have, I think, a solution, at least that's good enough for me. with regards to the 2 chord, which is actually to. So the other thing is, like, if you don't know what superpyth is, so superpyth is the chain of fifths diatonic scale in 22 equal. So instead of C D, then like down E or E down, and then having a down A and a down B, you just have C D E F G A B C, just like a normal. And played melodically, that sounds just fine. But all the chords, all the major chords are super major. Which I'm not saying you can't do that. Maybe you prefer that. Personally, like the super major third in 22 is like probably the hardest interval to use, in my opinion. Because all the reason being, it's not because it's so dissonant. Like there's more dissonant intervals in 22. It's just that the function of that third, the major third is like always used in this like resolving context, like pretty much always. Or it's like, yeah, it's like almost always. And so when you hear that super major third, it's just, it doesn't feel resolved in the same way. So even though the interval in isolation is like, it is kind of an abrasive sound, but it's that in combination with how it's like betraying what is generally its function, it makes it really hard to use. It's almost easier to use it like in a different place in the chord, like instead of being the root the third, if it's like part of a, if it's like in the top half of a lower chord. It's kind of cooler. Like it can be, if it's a super major 7 instead of a super major third, that can be pretty cool. Although I really don't mind super major sound. But yeah, it's not as easy to use. But anyway, so in 22, that's like one of the big problems, I guess. It's like that's one of the more difficult aspects of playing in 22 is just like choosing between nice tone and superpyth, and then like specifically how you want to use a nice tone. So anyway, I'm gonna do Autumn Leaves and figure out how to play Autumn Leaves, what 2 chords to use, and all that. The other thing is, like, I found this this scale in 22 that's kind of it's sort of between superpyth and nice tone. Really, it's kind of like, so it's nice tone, but I keep the 6th natural. So what this does is it gives you a subminor 2 chord. So you get a cleaner 2-5-1. And but it also gives you a super major 4 chord. But I think that's kind of neat because it makes the 4 chord kind of less stable, which usually when we use a 4 chord, it's like a more stable place to go away from the tonic chord, but it's almost always supposed to go back to the tonic chord. And in fact, in a lot of music now, there's like a ton of music that kind of like plays with that ambiguity between the 4 chord and the 1 chord. Like there's a lot of music in Lydian, which is like kind of like basing the music all around the 4 chord instead of the 1 chord. That's sort of a way of looking at that scale. And I think part of it is, it's just the major 4 chord and the major 1 chord, they're both essentially resolved chords without like the context of the rest of the song kind of like pushing everything back to the 1. The 4 chord can also be a stability. So it's kind of interesting to make the 4 chord slightly less stable by making it super major. I don't know that the voice leading is like working out better. It actually kind of looks like it's not. But I guess the super major 3rd would pull to the major 7th if you were doing 7th chords. Also, like, the 7th chord here is kind of funky, but I like it. I think it's fine. But the 2 chord ends up having a 5th, and the 5 chord is normal. But actually, the 5 chord has a better 9th if you keep the A natural, as opposed to this. Like that 9th is pretty gross. That one is just clean, and then resolves nicely to the 1. So your 2-5-1 sound pretty sweet. And then I even think when you kind of go beyond that, it sounds fine too. So basically it puts the wolf above this 6. So if you did like a 6-2-5-1, your A minor would have that. That wolf 5th. But it's not as bad as it being on like the 2. For some reason. Oh, there it is. Right. There it is on the 2. So if I put the wolf 5th on the 2 chord, if I do just D natural, F, and down A, honestly, I could live with that. I'm pretty open-minded in terms of sound. But I do think this sounds better. It sounds cleaner with the sub minor. So keep the regular 5th on the D. And if you put the wolf 5th on the A minor chord, for some reason, I think maybe just because it's further from the tonic. Oh, sorry. Hold on. It's just not as bad. It's another wolf minor chord, but I think because of its position in the circle of 5ths and in that progression, it like doesn't matter as much. It's like the further it is from the center, the more out it can feel. And then having like the 4 chord super major like creates this sort of alternative cycle from the other direction. So you can do like a 7-4-1 thing that sounds pretty cool. I'm sorry, it doesn't be like 4-7-3. Yeah, if we just do the regular chain of 5ths from starting on 4. So that's B or B diminished or whatever that is. It's like a down B diminished, I guess. I haven't analyzed this. Diminished chords and augmented chords are kind of weird in 22 because there's 2 different types of third. Of each type of third, basically. There's sub minor, minor, major, and super major. I haven't broken down this chord yet. Oh, next. So one more time. So that if we started on the 7, I guess, and the 3, and the 6, with that whole 5th. And you could even, you could always take that note out of the voicing. Like, you don't have to play the 5th at all. A lot of times in jazz, you don't play 5ths anyway. A lot of modern voices just to avoid them. But I think it's fine. It's like fine there for some reason. So 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5. So that's just using this hybrid scale, which I call super nice. So all those chords are in that same scale, just C, D down E, F, G, A, down B, C. So the 3rd and the 7th are lowered by an Ito step. So I'm going to try different ways of doing Autumn Leaves and see what works, because there's obviously different options. So you can go to super Pyth, you can go to nice tone, you could do this hybrid scale super nice. There's other things you can do too. There's another nice tone. So there's 2 chiralities of nice tone. So the main one has D natural, but there's another chirality which has down D. So, that's usually when what people have been doing with this is like they'll switch to the other chirality for the 2 chords. So they'll go, but they'll switch back when they get to the 1 chord. So you end up with a scale with 8 notes. You end up with using both nice tones. Which I think is fine. But if we compare just the 2-5-1. That's with the down D. So it'd be down D to G to C. I actually like the sub minor a lot. So the D sub minor instead of the classic minor. And it fits better with the G. The G ends up feeling brighter for some reason. So again, with the down D, you get which I think that's a very Zen kind of sound. But I think this sub minor is smoother, honestly. And probably a lot of people would hear that and just go, I can't hear the fucking difference, man. What are you talking about? And that's fine. It's not huge. It's not huge. I think they're fine. They're both fine. But yeah, I'm definitely leaning more towards using that sub minor 2 chord. The other thing, let's try going from the down D to the G with the natural 9. So we're going to switch the 9 on the... Well, you switch... No. Yeah, so here you would be in nice tone, and then on this chord, you'd be in super nice. Or like another key, a nice tone or something. But that would be another thing you could try. That would use both D's, like D and down D, and both A and down A, because we use D and down D on the 2 chord, and then like down D and down A on the 2 chord, D and A on the 5 chord. Which maybe is like more contrast, I guess. And you know, not everybody likes that sub minor chord. I think it's cool. It definitely feels like a little more drowsy and sluggish than that. So I guess depending on what you're looking for. Yeah, this sounds kind of like a weird key change in a way. To me, it's not that strong, but it does feel like something's happening. Like I can kind of hear that subtle shifting there. So I kind of like everything, all 3 chords like being in the same scale is kind of nice. It just sort of simplifies that. So Autumn Leaves, I do know how it goes more or less, but I'm still gonna pull it up because I'm also just gonna be translating everything. You know, if you haven't heard Autumn Leaves, you know, it's like super common jazz standard. I teach it to piano students pretty often. Almost any student who's interested in jazz, I end up showing them this. Canonically, it's usually written either in E minor or in B flat minor. I think Miles Davis did it in B flat minor, or a G minor, I mean, and same key as B flat major. Is that right? And yeah, and so some people think that's the real version or whatever, but it's very often written in E minor. I think because guitar players play it a lot. It's kind of a lame looking version. Where's a good version of this? Just want to see the chart, man. Let's go, dude. Perfect. Okay. Am I gonna learn this in E minor? Should zoom out a little bit. Oh, that's a bass clef. Come on. Oh. Dude, I don't want to play it in G minor, man. These look so bad. Can you just show me the stupid chart? This song's been out forever, man. Like, there's a billion versions of this. Why can't I just find it? Why are people still trying to sell me this shit? Alright, this one's in. This one's like written for a horn, so it's like transposed, but it looks like A minor. So I'm just gonna treat it like. No, that's gonna be too confusing. A minor. Yeah, let's just try it. What the hell? So, because it'll start in C. That's kind of what I want. Anyway. So, yeah, we'll start with a D, and then down D, C major, and then F, super major, and then B minor. And we're gonna go to E7. Now here's gonna like want to go to the down A, right? So there we have an option to try like going to, instead of down E and down A, going to E and A. It's gonna go back to this. So we'll see which one moves more smoothly back into C. Where's the 7th at E? So basically when we get here, I think I'm gonna go super pipe there, or I don't know if that's really what that is. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go A natural. But maybe with the melody it won't make sense. So let's see what happens with the melody just this far. So like, if I could try like this. Why is this part so weird? F sharp, dude. It's not working. why does it sound so off? Let's try it off the E. Everything sounded fine up to here. So let's try it. That's even better. So playing that part in nice tone sounds better. So with the down A, so if I start on down A, so let's just go that far. So if I start on down A, do I need to start with a down D? Let's try it not with the down D. And now let's try it with the down D. That sounds kind of more like what the song normally sounds like. So that's a major 7 chord. I need an E7. Or a D, yeah, E7 chord. So C7 is like this. So that's where the 7th is. So I either want this chord or the same one over here. It's one of those. So what do I do here melodically? So that sounded fine that time. So okay, that's fine, I think. So everything there was just nice tone. So I had down E, down A. So this first minor chord, I think you still could go either way with the D minor chord. The F major chord, though, I think melodically it might sound weird with the super major third. I mean, I'll try it. It's actually fine. And then, I mean, there's different ways you can play this melody. I mean, you could try it super pipe. It still sounds like the melody. I mean, you can literally just play everything super pipe. So the first chord's not bad, but I literally played it wrong. That's what it should sound like. So, C. And here you would have to do this one. How would this go though? So yeah, you could go like a hard super pipe. So that would be like uh, this one's which I don't know. I don't think that's the way. Put a poll out to your audience asking what kind of track you should release. Microtonal one. Oh, poll. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Do you know what tuning you're gonna use? Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that. I think you sent me something in 19 a while back. Was that right? I can't remember if you did like a full track in 19 or just like a little idea or something. So yeah, I don't think going full super pipe here is the way to go. Um, so I think here, let's try the super nice. Wait, I'm gonna try that. So maybe this, and then this, and then this. I definitely get some cleaner voicing. It's almost like I could go down. You know what? D. This is strange. D is the minor seventh of E, right? Down E to D. So E to D or harmonic seventh and minor seventh apart. This is slightly bigger. That D is in the melody. So, I mean, not really over the chord, but it kind of like, it lingers in the air, even after you let go of it. So, it should fit over this E. So I think it would maybe that's a good reason to just do this chord here. Because I know I'm not going to do down D there. There's just no chance. I'm not doing down D there. If I did down D, I could get the down E7. Now I could just do down E and keep the seventh. It's not a huge deal, but this is the final 5-1, like it's in A minor. So the other thing is it A minor or down A minor? So because this song changes from C major to its relative minor within the span of a phrase, essentially, you have to like reconcile that syntonic comma, because it's like there's pretty much no way, there's like no way to, it's basically like a key change built into the song. So like basically you have 2-5-1 in C, and you have F major chord, which is, like 4 chord of C, but it's also kind of just like bridging us to this 2-5-1 in A minor. So the F is more part of the C, but it does go smoothly to B minor. I guess they're tritone apart, so whatever. So it's basically like this part's in C, this part's in A minor. That's kind of one way of breaking down Autumn Leaves. It's like 2-5-1 in major, then a 4 chord, then 2-5-1 in minor. The whole song is in minor, but like, it's very common for music in this era, like it changes key within the span of a phrase. It's a very normal thing. So this 5-1 should be maybe not here, because it's not like the ending, like this is the stronger ending, because this is the actual like perfect cadence here where it actually ends with the A on the melody. So maybe you could do a weaker 5-1 here, which this is an interesting thing. Like you wouldn't have this in 12 at all. Like you wouldn't have, like, so what do I mean with weaker 5-1? Like this is not a real harmonic 7th chord. The 7th here is slightly sharper, so it's sort of, or sorry, wrong chord. It's a 7th chord, but it's like not this 7th chord. Actually, this one's good, actually. That one's just fine. Well, this would go to, right? This would definitely go to this. But the other option would be this. Sorry, not that. That would have the harmonic 7th. So I think maybe the harmonic 7th is not really as good of a 5 chord. But in Super Pyth, well, no, not in Super Pyth. In nice tone, you would have that harmonic 7th naturally on the 5. It doesn't really sound good there, but maybe. I don't know. It's not as good. It's not as clean. That's a better chord. It's a cleaner chord. So yeah, the harmonic seventh is better, right? So as opposed to that one, I think maybe I wonder if you go from that to super major, if that sounds cool. Yeah, kind of, yeah. So interesting. Check that out. So you can go from this crazy thing. This is not, I don't know, I don't even know what the hell this is. So the G is in super pyth, but then I got that weird seventh. And then, so what is that? What is that interval called in 22? So it'd be, I think, one sharper than the harmonic seventh. So I think the harmonic seventh is sub minor. So I think that's the quote unquote classic minor seventh. But it doesn't really sound that classic. Honestly, it's pretty close to a neutral seventh, which makes sense. It's on the flip side of the neutral second. So yeah, it's kind of a neutral-ish seventh. It's gonna be the 19 Edo track. Oh, cool. Appreciate me being up late. Pivot around a common tone. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with this. Is I think I've figured out what I'm gonna do. So because the D is in the melody here, I'm gonna treat this as the seventh, which means instead of going to down E, which down E would be in nice tone, it would be in super nice. It's not in super pyth. So so basically I think what I'm gonna do is from here all the way up to this chord, but excluding this chord. All the 5 previous chords, I think, although I'm gonna figure out this one too, but I think all of these are gonna be in super nice. And then once I get to this, it's basically this chord is gonna be a E natural 7, and then I'm gonna resolve to A minor, sub minor, like super pipe. So I think here it's all gonna be C super nice, and then here it's gonna be A sub minor, which is super pyth. So the thing is, super pyth major kind of sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it's like, sorry, it has issues with those triads harmonically. They're harder to use. They kind of just sound like dirty diatonic. Sounds like a very dirty diatonic. But the sub-minor mode of that scale is not really bad at all. So if you listen to the sub-minor chords, they're interesting, but they're actually they're almost like more J-I-E than normal, which is not really, a lot of people think of that as a good quality. Sorry, wrong chord. So, and then if you just borrow the major third for the 5 chord, so like minor super pyth is actually pretty clean and pretty nice. It's just major super pyth is a pretty abrasive sound, which is really interesting because, like, why? mean, like, why would minor work and major not? Well, there's actually like some pretty good reasons for why. We kind of understand it somewhat. Basically, the chord that the sub minor chord approximates is a what the hell is it? It's like a 5, 6, 7 or something, or 6, 7, 9. Sorry, it's a 6, 7, 9. 6, 7, 9 is a pretty simple ratio. Like the major chord approximates 4, 5, 6, and then the sub minor approximates 6, 7, 9. Now, actually, the normal minor chord like this, and the one from 12-Edo, we say that actually approximates, what the hell is it? It's 10, 12, 15. So 10, 12, 15 is actually more sophisticated a ratio than 6, 7, 9. So from a JI perspective, from a concordance perspective, just a raw acoustics perspective, the sub minor triad is actually more concordant, simple, and stable than the minor triad, the normal minor triad that we know and are familiar with. And that sub minor triad is decently approximated in 22, actually pretty well approximated. I can't remember specifically, but like the sub minor third, yeah, 272. So if it was pure, it would be 266. So it's about 6 cents sharp of that sub minor. And the fifth is also sharp. So the third and the fifth are both sharp. That's usually a good thing when if an interval is slightly out of tune, if all the intervals in the chord are slightly out of tune in the same direction, which in this case they are, that's usually better. So this is a pretty in tune, basically all that just to say this is a pretty in tune sub minor triad, 6, 7, 9 chord. But then if you look at that same super major chord, now actually this interval here, C to E, the super major third in 22, that's actually super in tune 7 to 9 ratio. It's actually more in tune than the sub minor chord. But the triad that chord makes is actually like it's a 14, 18, 21. So 14, 18, 21 is a more complex chord. Obviously the numbers are bigger, but also it's like the role melodically and harmonically of the third, it's like not being fulfilled by this third. It's pushing so close to a fourth. So there's the fourth, C, F, G, resolves nicely to C down, E, G. C, E, G also resolves nicely down to C down, E, G, because that C down, E, G, that's close to just a 4, 5, 6 chord, which is like about as simple as triads can get. So I think it's the complexity of the chord, which is not a super complex chord, but the relative complexity of the chord being 14, 18, 21. But I think also just like the function of the third. It's like we just know that note and we know that feeling of the resolved third so well that if you mess with that note, what am I trying to say? It's an easy note to do wrong, I guess, especially when there's like a better alternative right next door. So yeah, that interval 7/9, if you put it like if you made the seventh if you make it a real 7/9, it's pretty nice. Like if you put it on the bottom of a 5 chord. It's pretty killer. But when you make it like the tonic, let's try like this. It works, but it's a better option. Anyway, I don't know. It's a tricky note. I mean, you can use it as a tonic chord too. But yeah, anyway, I think these issues just don't arise in the sub minor mode. Just intonation is medieval strings. Sometimes, yeah, but no, it's a little broader than that. So like just intonation, it's a way of like tuning your intervals so that they're all tuned to simple like ratios, basically. So like an octave always is a 2-to-1 ratio. It doesn't matter if you're in just intonation or not. I mean, that's not true actually. We do stretch octaves like on pianos and stuff. But like theoretically all of our octaves are pure regardless. So they're a 2-to-1 ratio. But like everything else in equal temperament is impure. So like the 2-to-3 ratio is a perfect fifth. And in 12 equal, our normal tuning system, the fifth is really close. It's like really good. It's like only 2 cents off, which is super close. But there's a major third, which is a 5-to-4 ratio or whatever, and that's pretty close to this. This is actually a little, I think it's a little sharp. Pretty sure it's like a little bit sharp. Like, yeah, so 5/4 is, oh no, it's a little flat. It's a little flat. So 5/4 is 386. So in 12 equal, our thirds are pretty sharp. They're 400 cents. A 5/4 in just intonation, like a major third in just intonation, is a 5/4 ratio, and that's about 386 cents. Pretty close to that. So in 22, the third is actually a little flat. It's about 5 cents flat, but or yeah, about 5 cents flat. But that's way closer than it is in 12 equal. But it's still a little off. But in just intonation, like all of the intervals are tuned pure. So yeah. Cents are based off of 12 tones. So basically a cent is one like 12/100th of an octave. So like a cent splits a half step into 100 arithmetically equal slivers. The thing is like cents don't work the same way as ratios. So like if you double a frequency in the frequency domain, like an octave is just double a frequency. So like an octave above 220 hertz is 440 hertz, right? That's an A. What we decided is A or whatever. But the the lower A is 1,200 cents below the higher A. And the next A up above that is another 1,200 cents. Whereas the next A above 440 in frequency would actually be 880. So you go 220 to 440 to 880. So you have way more, you have a wider, like, you know, arithmetically the difference there is 440, whereas the first octave was only 220. So frequency increases like exponentially to get like what you hear is basically being the same thing. So like in higher frequencies, like the distance from one note to the next, like C to D in a higher octave, is like a way bigger shift in frequency than it is in a low, if it's a lower note. If that makes any sense at all. But in cents, it's always the same. So it's always 200 cents from C to D, regardless of where it is in the sound range, whether it's a high note, middle note, or low note. Dude, I'm like rambling like crazy today. But anyway, so what this all means basically for this is that if we treat this as being a minor song, which it is, it's an A minor, like we can do the A sub minor and we can just go to super pith there, and because it's sub minor, it's probably safe. Whereas the parts that are in basically major, we can switch between nice tone, or we can decide whether we're going to use nice tone or super nice. And yeah, so that's basically how I'm going to approach this. So I'm thinking this is going to be super nice, and then this is going to be sub minor super pith. The only chord I'm unsure about is this one right here, because we could just go straight to that B. And I think it's really sort of just up to us what we do there, because the relationship between the F and the B is not, it's not like a perfect fifth, it's a tritone. So because it's kind of a weird relationship anyway, maybe we can use that to pivot into super pith here. But maybe it sounds better not to, so I just want to like compare and see. So we'll start like this. And then we could go to, and actually, that the regular major 7 probably sounds better. And then here we could do this. So let's see, is that good? So if we go from here to here, and then so I think that checks out. So sub minor 2, G regular 7, C major 7, F major 7, so that's nice tone. And then, so we could either do this or this. I kind of like the quality of this chord better. So I think I'll just stick with super nice there too. So here would be super nice. I'm saying the mode because we're also potentially going to solo, not potentially, we're going to solo over this later too. So it's good to know like what the scale is that we're in. And this would be super nice. Same thing here. This would be nice tone. Super nice. Then, now let's make sure this is what we want though. Because is it a good 2-5-1? I think this is in a minor mode. And because you can kind of get away with either. Maybe that one's fine. Alternatively, I think they both work. I like this sound more though. Like to me, that's a nicer chord. This one doesn't feel as diminishing. I don't know. This just feels stronger on its own anyway. And it doesn't seem to disturb this progression. So let's try it with the melody. So I mean, that sounds weird though. Because that's a neutral second. Now we're super pipe. Oh. Interesting. So yeah, and that way when it wraps back around to the D minor, if we go to nice, super nice there, it's kind of like a transition back into a nice tone. So this way we can wrap through the 3 modes of diatonic. You know, the one I made up, and then nice tone, and then super pipe. So you can use all 3 in this, and I think it'll work. So I just need to start learning it. Now there's also a B section. For the most part, it's just 2-5-1 and A minor. But there's this part here where the chords walk down. Chromatically, so we'll want to kind of figure that out. So chromatically can mean a lot of things in 22 because there's 4 steps from one note. I mean, a whole tone is 4 Edo steps. So if we go from A, or starting on A and we're walking down to F sharp, but this F sharp is going to be the 5 of B, which if we stick to the same B, we're actually going to do down B. So we probably want the 5 of down B, which was going to be down F sharp. So that would be this chord. So we're going to walk from A to F sharp, and in between, what are we going to hit? So that is a little more ambiguous because basically we're just walking down from here to here. So well, we maybe want this to mirror this. So whatever note we go to here, so we know we're going to this, but basically whatever we choose here is going to determine what this is. Maybe. The other thing to look at is the melody. So the melody here, if we are in super pipe, this is going to be E, and it's going to hang on to E natural, because that note just repeats. So that probably will make this easier. So this note is normally the 7th of the F sharp, but in this case, since it's down sharp, I don't know if that's going to make a big difference or not. So the other thing would be maybe here for this walk down, we start on down A. Okay, I think maybe I should just start learning the rest of the melody, and that'll help me sort this part out. So I'll save this for a little later. Let's try. Let's just play through the chords a couple times. So. The other thing is, like, you could definitely take advantage of the 22. Like, maybe you could do like a different resolution here, like instead of doing instead you do this one. I don't know. I kind of just want to keep things simple for now. I'll just keep it all the same for now, and then maybe when I get more comfortable, I'll play with that. So here is going to be this. So let's say G down sharp. Then G sub minor. Wait, isn't it the wrong one? interesting. So this is sort of a dilemma. Because the fifth is the melody here. So, dude. So let's go over this melody. So D sharp. D sharp is down E, so it would have to be so maybe I went, oh man, maybe you go to down A there. See, the B section does make things more complicated because the melody. Because like if you do everything in A minor here, it's like, but melodically it was all rooted on down A minor, or like C, basically. You would have to like shift the melody. So I think here you could do A minor, and here you could do down A minor. But then why wouldn't you just do down A minor here? So maybe that would be better. We'll figure that out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with varying it up, like switching it up, but this part melodically seemed fine, just doing the regular E, but I don't know, let's see. I think that's the same, right? This is kind of like the difference between the chiralities of nice tone. So either way is fine. Either E is fine. I think that could actually work though. I don't know. It's weird when you play it back to back. So what's the chord there? And you have so many choices, so many ways to try it. They all sound slightly off. So that's kind of weird though. Kind of weird to think, what if you try to tonicize that wolf fifth minor chord? And this, so you would use this weird one, this weird E chord, and then just go hard, super nice. Weird. What? You know what? Another reason I think this wolf fifth works on this minor 6 chord is actually because the 7th is different. The top half of the chord is just a major chord. Or the top. So it's an A, then it's a C major with the down third. But in nice tone, dude, that's the same thing. What are you talking about? It's the same exact chord. No, never mind. No, I don't know what it is. Yeah, they're the same exact chord. They're both subminors with the, Alright, that doesn't explain anything then. It's so weird, like I feel like it's good, and then I play some other stuff and I'm like, no, it's not good. Alright, let's try this. So So better E. And then E or down E? Okay, let's very pathetically slow through the A section. Then so this B has to be regular B. So now everything changes. Because the B is in the melody. And the only way to not is to make it this. So do you go to down A there then? Maybe you go to down A here. So we go to down E. And then so what did I do for this? Yeah. So let's do this part first. Figure that out in a second. Um, okay, so here I think you can go either E or down E, or A or down A. Here I think you kind of need to go down A, and then it kind of just makes sense to stay in that for this whole section. So it's kind of like, why even bother going there here? So maybe just not, maybe just do down A minor. Um, because here you land on the third, so it kind of doesn't matter. It's kind of like, doesn't matter, but here you land on the root. Wait, why do you have to go to down A here? I don't think you do, actually. Well, if you do down B here, you do. I think it's because this sounds weird. But that's fine. And what? I mean, this. We could try this. Try playing this over the regular E7. And just switch here. It's gonna be hard to tell. Super Nice is a mode at 22. Yeah, it's something I made up. It's just a hybrid of Nice Tone, which is something I did not make up, and Super Pyth, which I also did not make up. So those are already like established scales in 22. So basically, like if you follow the chain of fifths in 22, you get Super Pyth. Which sounds like this. If you play the major mode, say you're in C major, Super Pyth would go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Sorry. Which is fine, but the chords are a little abrasive because they're all super major triads. So to fix the harmonies there, we have what's called nice tone, which we lower the third, the sixth, and the seventh, which is kind of like a minor scale, but we're only lowering them by an Ito step. So you get this nice tone scale, which that probably sounds a little more like the normal major scale compared to this. Dude, I keep messing up, but you get the idea. They both sound like a major scale. In fact, nice tone's a little like more uneven because it has 3 step sizes, whereas super pyth just has 2, just like our major scale. But the harmonies in nice tone are quite nice, quite sweet, compared to super pyth. Which is a little more like, I don't know, sounds like a little stuffy and like abrasive. So nice tone kind of like rectifies the harmony, but sort of complicates the melody. And then super nice is just like lower the 3rd and the 6th instead of the, or lower the 3rd and the 7th instead of the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th. So you get some more interest. You get a hybrid of the chords. So the 4 chord's super major, and the 5 chord's normal, and the 2 chord is sub minor, which sounds, I think, better than in nice tone. The 2 chord is like this. Sorry, this. So we normally change one of the notes so it'll sound like this instead. So we lowered the root there. So instead of playing the C D, we played down D. But we just take the D minor from super pyth, sub minor. Sounds quite good. Anyway, that's kind of the logic behind that. I'm actually gonna get going though. But thanks everybody who checked out the stream. I'll be doing more of this probably tomorrow. I will definitely be back tomorrow, even if I'm doing something else. But it's definitely something I want to do. I kind of want to figure out autumn leaves, and at least autumn leaves. I think my current idea is going to be to kind of figure out autumn leaves and maybe record it, just me playing this on the linnstrument, and then also like explaining the this whole thing I've been talking about. So I'm kind of like trying to sort out my thoughts on that. So I still have to figure out how exactly I'm going to play this. But yeah, like playing in 22, it really is, it's a lot of like, if you're doing 12 Edo stuff and like trying to do it in 22 instead, there's a lot of this like figuring out how to approach certain chords. Not every chord, but like some chords in some situations. So in that way, 22 is like if you're doing 19 equal, you pretty much don't have these problems. If you're doing 31 equal, or even 17, I mean, 17 doesn't always translate super well, but it's not like ambiguous what chords turn into what chords. Like it's pretty much all the same, I think. I could be wrong about that, but because I do think 19, for instance, has like a harmonic 7th available that maybe isn't in the chord, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, anyway, point being, like 22 Edo has certain, like the diatonic scale is not as straightforward, and I think that's part of the reason it's challenging for beginners. Not that I think 22 is that challenging for beginners. It's really not. but it's kind of in this weird space where it's like it's easy to approach in terms of like doing a jam or like listening to stuff in 22. I think it's pretty easy on the ears and pretty friendly in that regard. But when it comes to just like understanding it, I think it's not as easy as like 19 or even 31. But just because the logic in 19 and the logic in 31, that's mean tone logic. So it's really straightforward. It just translates. Basically, you play the same notes. They're called the same thing. In 22, it's a little different because a C major chord actually doesn't get spelled C, E, G in 22 equal. It gets spelled C down E, G. Just like little things like that make it kind of confusing. Whereas C, E, G makes a super major chord. This is not uncommon in microtonality. In fact, 22 is a relatively straightforward key. There's a lot of, or not key, tuning. It's relatively straightforward tuning. There's a lot of tunings that are way more complex and difficult to understand in that regard. 15 is a great example of a tuning that has like familiar chords and stuff, but structurally it's like very difficult to make sense of. 14 is all similarly difficult. And like 23. So anything like dual fifth or anything based off like fives or sevens or like 13, like there's way crazier tunings, way harder tunings to understand. But it's sort of in this space. It's in a space kind of in between those things. It's not the most straightforward. It's not the most complicated by any means. But yeah, there's just little things about it that are weird that I think might be helpful to like address those either in a video or write something up or something. I don't know. I kind of want to like, I just want to like make more sense of these diatonic scales on my own and then basically share my thoughts on that. Hopefully I get to some kind of clarity or some way of making it easier, or just going through and explaining it can sometimes be helpful, like just to so other people know what to expect and they understand that it is kind of it's just an aspect of the tuning that you kind of have to deal with. And yeah, it's not really a bad thing. I mean, first of all, like you don't necessarily want to play in 22 to play 12 Edo stuff. I don't really think that's the point in 22. I've been doing a lot of that, but not really because I want to do that. It's just more that I'm trying to make sense of one tuning through the lens of the tuning I already understand. But it also, I do think it's like, it's just a fact that 22 has some backwards compatibility. It's not the cleanest to translate, but it can be done. And you know, some people do care about that. So and I think a lot of the more popular tunings are going to be tunings like that, where it is backwards compatible to some degree. I think it being easy to translate is makes it more accessible for newcomers. Yeah, like right here it says in the wiki, it says simple translations of 5 limit music into 22 Edo can sound very different with a more complex harmonic quality inevitably arising. So yeah, that's kind of saying the same thing I'm saying. All right. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. See y'all.